Today is day 101 of 2026. Yesterday was the kilowatt interview, which was quite good actually. But after the interview, I was so exhausted that literally even after sleeping so many times, my head is still hurting. Like I feel so exhausted that basically I feel like I did something really heavy, like a lot of work or something. And this usually happens when I uh, go for socializing events or like out with friends or basically a lot of social interaction. It basically drains me so much that it leaves with no energy basically to do anything more. And that was the sole reason where because of which I was trying to get a remote role, something that allows you to work from home. Because if these social interactions, if there's a lot of social interaction, especially if I'm in a tech support role or something, it is going to drain me on the one day itself, and I would not have any kind of energy left for the remaining days. So there are certain roles that I would prefer to avoid because it's not something that I can change. It's something you can improve your communication skills, but whether you gain energy, whether you lose energy, that is basically something that's attached to your personality. So basically, if you lose energy, you're kind of on the introverted side, and if you gain energy from social interaction, basically you're extroverted side. That is something inherent, and you cannot really do anything about it. But everyone, is just behind getting a job. Most people, I've seen, just want to get a job. Maybe even I want to, because I'm been shown you have to get a good job of a good pay. There are other options, but right now it's not going to be possible. That's the reason I'm trying to basically get started somewhere. But the social interaction is so tiring that sometimes I just want to avoid it and go in a role where there is actually minimal interaction with people, only to the extent it is required, but having a lot of people around you and you having to speak with them consistently, I mean, it's really tiring. I will not have any kind of energy left to even do the work if if I have to interact with a lot of people on a daily basis. So everyone has a different preference, which is basically neglected to some extent. I understand that pay is important. That's the reason we work, basically to just get paid to have a living. Uh, Starting at a low pay is not something that we want because demands or basically our needs are not being met, and it is not sufficient. So wanting a higher pay is definitely not a bad thing. Something that I'm trying, but also I'm trying to find a role that basically allows me to have very little interaction, because having constant interaction with people is going to drain me and I'm not going to be able to focus on the work. Yeah. So yesterday's interaction, it was good, but it took so much energy of me that I literally do not have any more energy, and I would prefer not talking to people for at least 3 4 days. Avoid people for some days. So basically at night I just did two coding questions of TCS and QT. Still waiting for my date, it's not come. So basically I'm trying for TCS and QT for the same reason. Basically the pay is higher. I can get a low paying job in Goa itself, but it's not something that I really want. I feel like I've not tried enough. That's the reason I don't want it. I feel that I still deserve a bit more. So I'm trying a bit harder, and I will keep trying till I find an appropriate job to basically get me started. Basically, that uh, allows me to have little less interactions, which usually is required in most jobs. Yeah.